Okay, so today what we're going to be doing is quite an important video. This is a video that has taken me nearly 2 months worth of thinking and research in order to actually build, and it's going to be about my single biggest secret to trading success in the Forex markets. Stay tuned if you're interested to find out more. Okay, so basically, like I said, this video has taken me about 2 months worth of working on. This video stemmed from a question that one of my followers asked me. They basically said to me, listen, what would you define as your biggest reason behind your success? So to a lot of you who know about MS equities trading and know about what I do, I run a global investment group. So I not only invest on the behalf of clients based around the world, I also run an educational group and I train students in 25 countries around the world. So for myself, education is a massive part of my life. It's a part of every single student that knows me, and every single client that knows me as well. And what we're going to be doing is talking about the biggest secret behind what my success really came from trading in the Forex markets, because a lot of people do follow my work and my progress, and they can see, month on month, I'm constantly improving and constantly building and coming up with really revolutionary ideas that are helping the industry. But to any of you who are interested in finding out more about what the MS Equities Group does, please make sure to also follow this YouTube channel so you can actually learn more about what we do. There are tons of educational videos up for you to learn about trading and investing. And I'm sure there's going to be something that you can use in your trading week going forward. Okay, so back to the topic of this video. I've decided that I'm going to be sitting outside. I've been collecting my thoughts in this as well, and we're going to be doing a bit of a down-to-earth talking video. And the reason why this is a down-to-earth talking video is because this trading secret is not like some, oh, this is my big trading secret and I want to teach you about it, but you have to go and sign up for this and sign up for that and pay this and pay that. It's just like all of those really horrible promotional things that you get. It's just like you have to do 1,000 things before you find out what the answer is behind the secret. My true secret behind trading success has to do with a secret that revolves around many things in my life and many things around, a lot of people's lives that are very successful, and a lot of people that I know that are very successful do this as well. And it all comes down to this main point, talking about deep reflection. Deep reflection is something that not many people talk about. It can be a very difficult thing to do. It can be very emotional and very cruel thing to do to yourself, in the sense that deep reflection stems from the idea that you are supposed to perform an activity on yourself every single time you go through some sort of experience, you perform an extensive activity, you do something big in your life that is, defining. So it's something big. It's not like going to make coffee. It has something to do with, if you're going into the gym today and you're doing something really big, what is it going to be that you're going to do? You need to reflect on how you did it. If you're going in, your first week in the office on your brand new job, that is a defining moment for you. And it works all the way up into massive defining decisions in your life, whether it's something to do with marriage or changing your job or moving into a house or, a purchase decision that you're trying to make. Deep reflection has to do with the fact that during the activity, before the activity, and after the activity, you're supposed to be reflecting on yourself in the deepest way you possibly can. So you need to actually take the time to understand about what have you just done? What are you about to do? And was it the right way to do it? Could have you done it better? Would have you been able to improve in certain areas? And the reason why is, going into this video, you might be thinking to yourself, well, I do that, so this isn't really a secret, it's not going to help me. And you're probably going to think to yourself, well, I don't need to watch this video because it doesn't help. But stick with me on this. You really haven't. And I'm saying that in the sense that you probably haven't gone to the level that you need to go to. And it's a big reason why this video, to me, is so important. Deep reflection occurs on a level that is so emotionally attached to who you are and what you are becoming, that it is very difficult to get to that point. It's like people trying to meditate. You know, the first 20, 30 times that you meditate, you probably won't be able to do it properly or for a very long period of time. Meditation takes a long period of time, and deep reflection takes that as well. Deep reflection occurs when you are at the point that you understand yourself so well, you are actually able to see changes happening in you as you are doing them. Sometimes people only see the way they've changed long after they reflect on, oh yes, no, I remember that, or, you know, they look at a photo from when they were very young, or maybe they do something like they might read an email that they sent to someone, and then they read an email now and they're like, what the heck have I done? And this comes all the way down to trading. So if we take it back and we talk about trading specifically, how does this affect you? What people don't realize is, as a trader, every single thing you do is tracked. It literally is tracked. You click buy, you click sell, you close an order, you open an order, you try and add to a position, you cover a position, you lose money, you make money. Everything will reflect on your track record. So as a trader, when we get onto the platforms from beginner all the way through to professional, we have a track record. So those are all the trades that we've executed, the markets that we traded. Those are our profits and losses. That's our risk. These are all of our metrics. So we're able to reflect on ourselves so well because we have tons of data that we can use to actually reflect on how are we performing. But amazingly, so many traders that I talk with aren't even doing this. And, you know, when I'm talking about so many traders, I'm not talking about 20 or 30 traders. I'm talking about over a few hundred traders that I've been able to speak to, at least pushing on maybe 250 to 350 traders based around the world with all different varying levels of experience, all the way through to, you know, an absolute beginner up to someone who's been trading for 10 years. And one thing that they have in common is that they don't perform this process of deep reflection. They don't take the time to look into exactly what they are doing and how they are doing it. Can they find ways to improve? How are they tracking every single day? And what people don't realize, coming back to myself, the basic root of this question was, what would you call the single biggest secret to your trading success? It really comes down to a process of deep reflection. And this process of deep reflection occurs every single day with myself. So basically, how the process works is I have a trader's journal where every single day I'm tracking every order that I'm filling, every position that I'm closing. So basically, if I open a position, I write down a comment as to why I did it. If I close the position, I do the same. If there are major moves in the market, I track those as well. So at least I can see, let's say, for example, when I look at my track record, I say, okay, September 2017, week number 3, something weird happened in my track record. Let me go back to my journal and see what happened. And I would have written something down. So that's step number 1, is on a daily basis, I'm tracking my progress through my journal. Step number 2 is my weekly results. Now, to any of you who actually don't know, I post all of my trades live on Twitter. So not only does it come from my verified track record, everyone that follows me is able to see every single trade that I close, and they're able to see my weekly progress. So every single week, I'm posting up a picture with the trade history showing exactly what I traded and what the performance was. So what's the returns? Now, what that has allowed me to do is create a process of deep reflection on a weekly basis as well. So every single week, I sit down and I have a look at my results and I say to myself, okay, what did I trade? What was my exposures? What was my risk? Where could have I improved? And by defining the questions that I ask myself, now I have a template. So every week I'm asking myself the same questions. So the weekly reflection allows me to at least see on a more overview basis exactly how I am performing. And what this allows me to do is not only understand how I could have improved that week, it also helps me prepare for the week going forward. And there's going to be a piece I'll close on for this video to clearly explain exactly why it's so important to know that. So the next one is going to be the monthly reflection. So the monthly reflection obviously occurs every single month. And that's probably a big aspect to my deep reflection process. With the monthly reflection, I'm able to see over an entire month, over a 4-week period, what my performance looked like. Now, just going back to the weekly performance, since I've been able to implement this, this weekly performance reflection, I've only had one losing week in the last 12 months, and that was the 4th week of June back in 2017. So I even know exactly which week it was that I lost. And, you know, over the last 12 months, it's been amazing to have every single week going forward that it's been a winning week. The weeks have been stressful, no doubt about it, but at least I've been able to have winning weeks. And same thing goes for the monthly reflection. So with the monthly reflection, I'm able to look over a larger playing field over 4 weeks worth of progress, and I'm able to reflect on that month worth of trading. And I do. And I'm able to ask myself the same questions that I ask on the weekly reflection. So I sit down again and I basically go through those questions and answers, and I say, okay, where could have I risked less money? Where could have I made more money? What trades were I in? Did I expose myself too much to any of these certain trades? And while I'm going through this, I'm going to pop up examples like the questions that I asked myself. And then one of the big ones is through tracking my trading progress through my FX book, I'm able to actually see every single week and month exactly what my progress looks like. This thing digests all of the data that I need. But one of the big ones that it does digest is this pie chart right here. Now, this pie chart allows me to see what my exposure return amounts are to certain markets. So let's say, for example, if I had 25% exposed to, let's say, Aussie dollar CAD, that means what I made that month came 25% from Aussie dollar CAD. If I know I'm too highly exposed to a certain market, I know that that is an unhealthy process. I know then that I need to reduce my overall exposure to certain markets. I need to try and level it out. So let's say, for example, I choose 5 to 10 asset classes and then I level out my exposure. Because if I'm only exposing myself to one asset class a month, and that asset class goes completely against me, what do you think is going to happen that month? I'll lose money. But if I'm exposed to 10 asset classes and 2 go the wrong way, I've still got 8 asset classes that are going to make up whatever I lost on the 2 asset classes. So that at least allows me to understand what my exposure values are and also what am I risking. Now, there are tons of other questions that you can ask yourself, and what you're going to realize when you really actually sit down and you go through these questions and you actually go through how you're able to improve, you'll realize that your improvements will be immediate and you'll be able to continue to implement these improvements as you progress as a trader. Now, the main thing I have to say about this deep reflection has to stem from one of the videos that I filmed previously that I'm going to pop up for you now. Now, you need to make sure that you go and watch that video as well, because I talk about the most important aspect to failing. And this is another point, is you need to learn to memorize every single failure that you have had and every single failure that you have caused. Now, when you speak to certain people like certain performance coaches, certain psychologists, they really don't like me saying this, because when people become obsessed with their failures, they can do things like develop bad habits, and they can do other certain things that will be detrimental to their success and moving forward, which I completely understand. But what you need to realize is when you are able to actually completely, fully memorize every single one of your failures, every single one of your setbacks, and understand why you caused them, you're able to actually memorize that information and make sure you never, ever replicate that mistake. Now, sounds pretty simple, but once again, people also don't do this. Now, this is something that I've realized from a lot of my videos, is although I enjoy doing the videos and I enjoy helping people, a lot of the feedback coming from followers that use this information and use this education, they say to me, wow, I didn't think it was that simple. You know, I could have done this earlier. I could have actually tried this. This is, an easy way to improve, or an easy way to become more successful. And that's something that I really have to impress upon you when you go out and you try this for yourself. You're going to see that it's going to radically improve everything outside of trading as well. You can apply these learnings to anything. You don't just have to do it with trading. Trading is very easy, like I said, because you've got so much data to use to reflect. But everything else you can do this with. You can do it with your relationships. You can do it with your family. You can do it with your current work employment. You can do it with so many other things that will allow you to begin to create more success, begin to create a bigger margin, reduce the amount of times that you are failing, and create an overall satisfaction to when you do succeed. But also, when you fail, you're not just going to sort of throw your hands back and go, oh, wow, damn, I'm not going to win. I'm never going to come back from this. You're going to know exactly what you need to do. And you're going to be able to find a way to improve and keep on coming back afterwards. And this is also another one is, when I mentioned in that video talking about failure as the most important part of success, this occurs as well. Failure inside tracking your progress and creating a process of deep reflection also will contribute to the biggest part of your success. So you need to become incredibly good at understanding and reflecting on every single failure that you may have experienced or you may have caused. Now, once again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you're able to take something from this video and let it help you in the weeks going forward, no matter where you are in your trading progress. If you're a beginner, if you are experienced, I'm sure something in this video is going to help you out. Now, to any of you who are interested in learning more about what we do, learning more about trading and investing, you are all more than welcome to go onto our website, www.msequitiestrading.com. You can have a look at everything we do, how we train students in 25 countries around the world, and how I've been able to build one of the most advanced online training platforms in the financial educators industry, and I'm able to train students all over the world. We're able to train online through your mobile phone. We train with you directly as well. So you're more than welcome to have a look at that. And to anyone who is interested in joining, just make sure to get hold of us and we'll help you out. Also, another point is if you did like this video, make sure to have a look through the video library. Like I said, you're going to be finding a lot more interesting and important videos that you can watch and learn from. But once again, hope you have a great week of trading going forward. And I will make sure to see you in the next video. Cheers for now, everyone.